Hi, this is Smash Rundown. If you enjoy movie reviews, short, and trailer reactions, you're in the right place. So why not subscribe and hit the like button down below.
Today we're going to be reviewing the direct-to-TV horror film, Carrie, from 2002. Carrie is a 2002 horror film directed by David Carson, starring Angela Bettis as Carrie White and Patricia Clarkson as Margaret White.
Carrie 2002 follows the tale of Carrie, whom by now we should really know. Only the creators weren't looking to adapt the book, but rather they approached it as a remake of the Brian De Palma's 1976 film. And obviously that means we are going to compare it.
Yes.
They wanted to add just a little bit more depth and make it feel a little bit more epic. The good. Angela Bettis wasn't terrible, I suppose.
If we're comparing her to all the other actors in this, and maybe her mother as the exception, they were all pretty bad, and she was the best of the bunch.
I suppose.
And they're well-known actors, though. We've seen these actors in other things, and we know they can all act. Just
who knows?
Who knows what happened?
I almost want to blame the director.
You could almost blame the director for it, but there wasn't really like a standout, fantastic performance. And normally, even if it's a bad director, a good actor can just carry it. Even
though Angela Bettis wasn't terrible, I didn't like the direction she took with the character. And for me, that was the biggest flaw in the movie.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that either. What we can say, it is more accurate at certain points with the actual book. So there's the comets falling down, or asteroids, or whatever was falling. The interaction with the next door neighbor when she was a child. There was things added to her backstory.
Which, although nice, I think they sacrificed a little bit more depth of the actual main story to add that.
Yeah.
And the movie felt tedious.
It was long. It was really long.
So maybe they could have done without it. Even though that was one of the highlights, I almost think it would have been better just nah.
Yeah. And then I suppose that takes us to the bad, and this movie is clearly made for television. There are sections for ad breaks, and while it's not really a negative, it's so weird to see. It really is.
So not used to it anymore.
No. And that also means that the acting and cinematography was very much for TV.
Although nowadays our acting and cinematography, even for TV, is like top notch.
I'm putting myself back in my old 2002 mind where straight-to-TV movies were like there's B-grade movies and then there's straight-to-TV movies.
I think it was bad even for the straight-to-TV movies in 2002. Because the acting in that was not great.
No.
I think, at one point where the boyfriend is edging on, what's her name? Chris. To throw the blood on Carrie during the prom. It was just filmed and acted in such an awkward, odd way. I really didn't like it.
No. And I suppose that also is another problem we have where personalities have kind of been changed and not for the better, because Chris was the bad guy in this. I mean, the mother is the bad guy, but Chris is the antagonist at school because she's the evil one. And Billy became more edging her on and psychopathic and agent of chaos. I don't know why she couldn't do that. Why she needed to be edged on.
Yeah. I think in the original movie, she was definitely the driver and Billy was more of he's there along for the ride because she's pissed.
Yes.
And I mean, he has no reason to be pissed with her, so it makes more sense that Chris is angry.
Yes.
So it was odd for me. I also feel like Carrie herself, as I was speaking a little bit earlier, just didn't run through. I didn't enjoy her personality. In the first movie, she is innocent and not deliberate. Like, she can't control her powers, and so it kind of just comes out of her.
Yeah.
In this movie, she's more like flat and monotone throughout the movie, and her powers feel a lot more deliberate, so it's difficult to be sympathetic.
Definitely.
Because she practices her powers
Yes.
throughout the movie, and it just takes away that innocence that I think Carrie from the book has.
Yes.
Because Carrie in the book feels more innocent and misunderstood and out of control because of everything happening all at once. Whereas this just felt more, I don't know, flat and not innocent and more deliberate. I don't know.
No, there's less sympathy.
I didn't feel for her at all.
And I suppose if we're comparing the Carries, Sissy Spacek had such a transformation from mousy bullied teen to prom queen to terrifying monster, where Angela Bassett's was just kind of the same throughout. Yeah.
I'm going to say that a lot because she was, I don't know, just off. Because it really felt like they wanted her to have a lot of flat affect, but they did it in such a way that it made her feel...
Couldn't relate.
Yeah, you couldn't relate with her. Whereas the other Carrie, you know, most people have been bullied or gossiped about or something, you know, that you can feel like, oh no, I get that. And the way she reacts is like she's so scared, and you feel that. Well, you don't feel it in this one. So I couldn't empathize with her as much, which is kind of sad because you should feel sorry for the character. She's so hurt.
Yes.
I was also pretty excited when we watched the preview for this movie because I thought that they were taking a bit of a different angle and that they were going to do like interviews with a cop and it was going to be more of a almost third-person view.
Yeah. Like piecing together a disaster after it happened. And like you said, we were excited about that change in perspective. We didn't get that.
Not at all. It was basically the same thing with the cop talking every now and then.
Yeah. So instead of actually having this third person piecing together of this dramatic event, it was let's tell the story and put in these cop scenes every couple of minutes, which almost distracted from everything.
100%. It broke it up so much.
Could have taken them out and the movie would have probably been half an hour shorter. It would have been better.
The worst thing is I think the cop was actually, thinking about this, the best actor in it, but I kind of
Possibly,
forget
yeah.
about him because he was so insignificant in the whole of the movie that, you know, you don't even think about, oh, actually, he did a pretty good job thinking about that.
Insignificant, unnecessary, completely. Yes. And then we have to talk about the special effects because they really, it wasn't this subtle power that she had. It was big, over the top, chairs and stuff were flying, and it was bad. It was just bad. The special effects were horrendous. And 2002 had special effects. It's not like it's from the 40s or something.
And there was no excuse for how bad the special effects were. I think what they did with the OG is they made it more subtle and nuanced, and they dramatized it with the music, so then you felt it. Whereas in this one, they didn't use the music to their benefit at all. And they tried to make the special effects so much grander that it became so stupid and trivial, and I don't know, because it was just not done well. I would much rather have that subtlety that's edged on with music and you kind of get this rise than this big flashy thing that just like, oh, that was so stupid. It looked terrible.
And I have to talk about the music now because the music was so bad in this. I think I felt the music being bad throughout the whole movie because it was not great throughout the movie. But it really, the prom really hit how bad the music was. Because you could hear this, another word for it, background music. Music you wouldn't hear at a prom, just background instrumental.
Nonsense, yeah.
With shuffling feet. So while they're having their conversation at the table, everybody's just shuffling their feet, listening to this nothing music. It's not like a prom. It pulls you out of it so much because clearly this is staged. There's no indication, you can't get pulled into that sort of environment if it's background instrumental and people shuffling their feet.
I don't mind some shuffling, but I think at the end of the day, when the shuffling becomes way louder than the music at a prom, we have a problem because it's freaking boring and no one want to be there.
No.
And I think even like the teacher in this, she was a lot less sympathetic or empathetic, you know, even to Carrie. Because she's a lot more aggro and almost bitchy.
Yeah, I did not like the teacher. And I liked the teacher in the first one. And even in the sequel, the teacher wasn't bad. So...
No, I think they lost the essence of that good-heartedness.
Yeah.
Not that it was the actress's fault, I feel, because we've seen her in a lot. I just think that it was...
The script's not great.
It was just bad. Like you said, the script wasn't great.
It also wasn't really a horror, was it?
No, I was never scared.
No. There's no tension build up. There was nothing. It wasn't a horror.
I think even the shower scene they cut in such a way that it made it not feel as horrific and scary.
Yeah, if that's even possible.
Whereas in the first movie, I felt that visceral fear that Carrie felt.
Yeah.
And I could kind of like understand, like I can imagine myself feeling like that.
So overall, honestly, we can't help but compare, and Sissy Spacek wins by a landslide. Much better characterization of Carrie, much better movie in general. What do you think of this becoming a TV series? This movie specifically, the 2002 one.
Why?
That was the original plan. They changed the ending so it could become a TV series.
I didn't know that. No. Yeah. It was so bad. That was never going to work. Why didn't they put more effort in then? I can't understand that. So pretty much it was really not a good direct-to-TV movie. No. And like you're saying, the potential for TV series, I just baffles me why they didn't put more effort into it then. Because if they had this long-term plan, I thought it was a one-hit wonder when they're trying to score some cash.
No.
But nah. No. As far as ratings go, effects and design, sound and music, filmmaking, X Factor, all got a 1 because it sucked.
Enjoyment got a 2.
That's something.
And the acting and script writing got a 3. Angela Bassett kind of pulled that up, and the fact that it's based on a pretty good story kind of pulls that up, but not very well done at all.
Yeah. I suppose the script was a story that we could follow, so it gets
totally.
a 3.
Overall, that gives us a total of 1.7 out of 10.
So it pretty much sucked.
Yeah, can't really recommend this. So, let us know in the comments down below. What are your thoughts on this being a potential TV series? Not just the 2002 movie, but the Carrie IP in general.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.
Later.